Greetings adventurers, I'm Lauren Gaming, and I'll be your guild advisor for this video. It has been some time since the Grand Day Eve event has launched, and we're now anticipating the upcoming Grand Day event and episode review updates with new characters, but for those still on the line of deciding whether or not to spend that last couple of eras for the Grand Day Eve characters or character bonds, I've used this extra time to hopefully bring you an informed analysis on the new characters when it comes to their uses in the various modes of the game, including Record Buster, War Games, and Rampage. Without further delay, let's get to the characters. From the fighter banner, we have Finn, Osvi, and Aina. Brave Swordsman Finn is a physical attacker with a max attack that is very close to the max attack at Sparkle Princess Eyes, one of the strongest physical attackers. His special attack is Furious Brave, a single target ultra physical attack with an ultra penetration rate and a temporary strength boost. This is what makes Finn a beast for single target boss fights like Record Buster. It's the standard ultra power and temporary strength boost a lot of other 4-star physical attackers have, but it comes with an ultra penetration rate as well. Penetration ignores half the target's defense when it hits, so it will do substantially more damage. This, combined with the potential critical hit, will devastate his target. His first skill is Hide and Strike, a single target high physical attack with a temporary strength boost. More than likely, this will be your most used skill. By itself, it is a great single target nuke, but combined with his third skill, which I'll cover shortly, it outshines almost all the single target nukes by other physical attackers. His second skill, Slash Cleave, is a mid-power physical attack that hits all foes. This does not hit as hard as Ataru or Sparkle Princess Eyes' AoE attacks, but it is a solid way clearing move when simply farming events or boost quests. His final skill is Enrage, a single target low power physical attack that also increases Finn's strength by 75% for 4 turns. This is the skill that separates him from other physical attackers. Unlike other buff skills, this is also an attack, albeit a low power one, but it doesn't feel like you're wasting a turn of damage by using it. Having almost the base attack strength of Sparkle Princess Eyes and being able to amplify that by 75% is huge. Using this move before using a single target attack or special arts turns them into single target nukes. For Record Buster, Finn is especially strong due to being able to set up his strength buff before using his hide and strikes against the boss. Make sure his strength buff is always up for his special arts. If you're using Fushikata and Chigusa or Amazon Eyes, their strength buffs will not stack with Finn's, but that extra 40% strength should make using his buff for at least his special arts still worth it. For War Games, most people have found success with setting Finn to attack 1, since his hide and strike is his strongest move, being a high-power physical attack with a temporary strength boost modifier attached. Don't forget to craft this character weapon Fortia Spear to dramatically increase its attack power. Aim to get a plus 30 strength modifier and an additional 15% crit for a total of 30% on the weapon. The next character is Almighty Fighter Osvi, a balanced type character possessing a mixed skill set that has many uses. Her special arts is Throwing Mastery, an AoE ultra physical attack that'll apply a 4-turn poison that inflicts 25% of max HP as damage at the end of the turn. Her special arts is a little gimmicky with the poison effect, and it's hard to recommend to use it rather than the physical adventurer's special arts when they have inherently more attack power. I do see this having some use if you are in the PvE encounter involving multiple tanky mobs, but other than that, you should be using your special gauge for physical or magic attackers. If the enemy is not immune to poison, then this special is worth being one of the stacks on a comboed special. Her first combat skill is Noxious Sting, an AoE high physical attack. This hits decently hard, but not as hard as true physical attackers. This is really a filler move for damage when you're not using her next 2 moves. Her second skill is Vanishing Shroud. It cuts all damage the party receives from attacks by 30% for 3 turns. Because it has a fast modifier attached to it, there's a high chance that it'll be one of the first actions during battle. This is especially useful to gain an immediate advantage during War Games, or drastically reduce the damage taken in Record Buster. Do note that this skill costs 77 MP, so, depending on the level of your Osvi and what assist you use, you might only be able to use this move 3 to 4 times. Her last skill is Maker's Insight, a party-wide mid-heal that also increases your party's counter rate. This is a great heal skill, and the added counter rates can increase the damage you do per turn from your character's counter attacks. If your Osvi has a high amount of MP, she can fulfill the role of a healer and defensive buffer at the same time. For War Games, set her to buff and she will keep Vanishing Shroud on your characters so you can outlive your opponents. Combining this with another defensive skill, like Bathroom Princess Eyes' physical resistance buff, can make it look like your opponent is merely poking you. In Record Buster, be careful if you choose Osvi to be your only healer, since she wants to use her high MP cost Vanishing Shroud skill the turn before the boss uses its special. Note that Osvi's character weapon, Knovel Dagger, is a physical attack weapon which supplements her standard attack, special arts, and first skill. If you would like her to heal more, equip a magic weapon. If damage is your focus, use the Knovel Dagger. And now for the final character on the fighter banner, Minstrel Elf Aina. Aina is a magic-oriented assist with one of the highest magic stats for an assist character. Her magic stat already makes her desirable, but her main shtick is her assist skill. It nullifies the first magic attack done to your allies, excluding special arts. If she's limit broken to +5, then this changes to 2 magic attacks. She is very much a magic version of the Chloe that you typically see in wargames that nullifies physical attacks. It's worth it to at least have one of Aina in the case that magic characters get more popular to use during wargames. Canceling an attack already puts you in a huge advantage. But again, I must state, Aina deserves to be a beauty. Anyway, moving on to the so-called beauty banner. First off, we have Holy White Royal Reveria, a balanced type character who can also do some decent magic damage as well. Her special arts is an AoE ultralight magic attack with a 30% chance to seal. If you're combining your special arts with the buff and debuff from her latter 2 skills, this will actually do a good amount of damage. Of course, being a balanced character, her special arts will normally be weaker than a physical or magic attacker special. But this is a great special arts to use on a comboed special. Her first combat skill is Brightening Weapon, a 45% magic boost to all allies. If you have a magic team, it is immediately bolstered by having Reveria on the team. A 45% boost is an immense advantage and not only increases the damage of your magic attacks, but also increases healing combat skills. Her second skill, Lucent Force, is an AoE fast mid-light magic attack, with a 15% chance to stun. This doesn't do too much damage compared to the other character's AoE skills, but the highlight here is the fast modifier, making it more likely to happen in the beginning of turn order and catching your opponents by surprise with a chance to stun. Her last skill is Zenith Sanction, an AoE highlight magic attack that also reduces enemy light resistance by 25% for 4 turns. This is a great damaging move that also synergizes greatly with light magic characters like Elven Awakening Lafia and Lovely Travel Lily, whose magic resist debuff stacks with Reveria's light magic debuff. If making a magic team, try to use light magic characters along with Reveria to take advantage of both their magic boost and light resist debuff. For war games, you have 2 options. You can set her to ailment and she'll use a Lucent Force, and due to being a fast move, you might be able to pull off a few lucky stuns on your enemy's characters, making them unable to take action. Since most people are still building around physical teams by using assists like Chloe and characters like Bathroom Princess Eyes for physical resistance, using magic is a viable option if you have strong magic characters. Using Reveria and Record Buster is not ideal, but she is able to help out your magic team with their magic boost and increase healing effectiveness, but normally you want to reserve your Record Buster party slots for single target damage dealers, defensive characters, and healers. Gale Ryu would be a better option if you want a magic boost and healing, but it's difficult to get a Gale Ryu that's limit broken unless you're using Prison Bonds on her. Remember to craft Reveria's character weapon, Magna Alves, by using the materials from the Grand Day Eve metal box. This is only speculation at the moment, but I believe you'll be able to gather crafting materials in the special exchange shop by trading in Moonbow gems after the event ends. Next character, Cute Elf Filvis. She is a magic attacker who is actually not a light element one. Wow, it's about time! There are particular fights in Monsterphilia which resist physical and light magic, so having a character like this new Filvis is a great addition. Her special arts is Electrocute. Electro-cute! Get it? Cute? Cute elf? No? I'm sorry. Anyway, it's an AoE Ultra Thunder attack with a temporary magic boost. Because of the temporary magic boost, it is one of the hard-hitting special art skills, so use this if she's your strongest character. Her first skill is Terreno Natura, a single target high thunder attack that reduces thunder resistance by 40% for 2 turns. For single target fights, you'll be spamming this skill and it'll hit even harder the second time and on because of the thunder resistance debuff. Her second skill is Ardor Fulmin, an AoE high thunder attack that reduces thunder resistance by 30% for 2 turns. If you're farming or in an AoE fight, you'll be spamming this skill, and similar to Terreno Natura, it'll hit harder the second time and on due to the debuff. Her last skill is Cor Exaltatio, a 45% guard rate buff applied to herself for 3 turns. Why are all her skills so hard to say? There isn't too much use for this skill, as you'll mainly be wanting to do damage with Filvis, but if you're expecting a large hit, you'll have a good chance of reducing that hit's damage by half with a successful guard. In war games, you want to set her to attack all, so she spams her AoE Thunder attack. For Record Buster, spam her Treno Natura for single target damage, and on higher difficulties, try using Core Exaltatio and hope that you'll guard the boss's special attack. She is not as strong as Elven Awakening Lethea initially because she has no temporary boost to magic modifier to regular combat skills, and it takes a turn to set up her thunder resistance debuffs. There's also the fact that she doesn't have a character weapon yet, so she is currently outclassed by Elven Awakening Lethea, who can also take advantage of the new Riveria's light resistance debuff. Once more characters with thunder attacks are introduced and Philbus gets a character weapon, she'll become more viable, but for now, she is a decent to good magic attacker. The last character on the beauty banner is Utmost Beauty Freya. She provides a good amount of HP and defense while providing decent strength and magic. Her assist skill increases the charm resistance of your party by 75% and also reduces your foe's endurance by 6%. These amounts change to 100% and 8% when she is +5. Freya will pretty much replace your charm resistance Dionysus, since she is a 4-star with better stats, and an additional effect. Note that her endurance debuff will not stack with other assist endurance debuffs like Olabrod Hestia and Oranos. Unless your Freya is highly limit broken for superior stats, you'll only be using her for fights needing charm resistance, or if you want to build up some bulk on a squishy character by adding her HP and endurance to it. The last character I'm covering is the event character herself, the level 5 captain of Ganesha Familia, Shakti. She is a physical attacker with decent strength for a 3-star character. If you +5 her, then her strength becomes higher than level 60 Sparkle Princess Eyes. Her special arts is Muthi Sangrama, an AoE high physical attack. Obviously, use a 4-star special over Shakti if the 4-star has higher stats. Her first combat skill is Vasana, an AoE high physical attack with a temporary strength boost. This actually makes her a bit more powerful than other 3-star options, because not only is it a high power attack, but it also has a temporary strength boost modifier attached. It's great for clearing waves of enemies, like during boost quests for Falna and XP. Her second skill is Udayati, a self 50% strength buff. Typically, you want to use this before using your other attacks to amplify their damage. Her last skill is Dharana, a self 30% MP heal. This skill may not seem like much, but it can actually be very useful for Rampage, since your HP and MP carry over from fight to fight. With Shakti, you'll be able to use more combat skills on Rampage, speeding up your Rampage progress. For board games, there's not much to say for Shakti, as you'll definitely want to be using 4-stars, but for newer players, set her to attack all so she uses Vasana, her AoE attack. Setting her to buff or balance will make her use her strength buff first, which could be a wasted turn, since you'll get hit by your opponent while you do no damage. But that is something to experiment with depending on your board game ranking. The higher ranks where I typically place have battles end within a couple of turns. If you're a newer player, some war games may last longer, making the setting to buff or balance more attractive. If you're using Shakti for Record Buster, make sure her strength buff is up before attacking. And that covers all 7 characters. I apologize for getting this analysis out very late, but I did briefly cover the character's abilities during the beginning of the Grand Day Eve event, but that's no excuse for how late this video came. Dang it, E3! This is intended to be a more detailed breakdown of the characters after spending time with them and to help you decide whether or not to commit that last bit of Eris to get some bonds or to save for the next event, Grand Day, which is coming this Monday night, June 18th, along with episode review. I'll do my best to push out character analysis and guides as fast as I can when the update hits. Until then, thank you so much for your patience and viewership. If you found this video helpful or informative, please give me a like and subscribe to my channel for more content. To stay updated on what I'm doing, follow me on Twitter and join my Discord for any questions and discussion. Continue enjoying your time adventuring in Aurario and the dungeon. This is Lorne Gaming, and I'm signing out.